So whatever happens next turn, he just can't activate any card effects from the graveyard. So standby phase, I go into Abyss Dweller, activates effect. Summons Mathematician, sends something to the graveyard, it negates. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. What is up, all you beautiful people? It is I, AkemiTCG, back here with a brand new video. Before I begin, I'd like to give a shout out to every single person that supported my Rika Fairy Arrow Mage combo deck list. I'm so happy that you all enjoyed it. It does make my day a lot better. And also, pack raffle winners will be in the description or in the comments down below. So today I'm revisiting a deck that's near and dear to my soul. And it's a deck that I used to play a while back with Dragonides, while Dragonides and all of the Dragon Wheelers were coming out. This deck, if you haven't figured it out already, is Harpies. So the reason why I'm revisiting it is because Harpielady Scratch Clash just came out. I'm just going to show you guys on the screen what it does. Basically, it's a level 8 Synchro monster, which I never expected Harpies to get because they do not have any tuners in the deck whatsoever. But it says for this card Synchro Summon, you can treat one Harpielady monster or one Harpie monster you control as a tuner. So potentially, you can even get Harpie's Pet Dragon in a level 1 monster. Big brain plays there if y'all thinking. This card's name becomes Harpielady while in the field or graveyard. When a spell or trap card effect is activated, quick effect, you can target a monster your opponent controls or one Harpie monster you control, return it to the hand. So immediately as they activate it, you can chain Scratch Clash's effect to target one monster your opponent controls or a Harpie monster you control, bounce it back to the hand. I wish it said Harpie card, or just say one card you control, because that way it makes it a little better. Just a few, before I begin, just a few complaints about this card. I really wish this card could have been so much better. This card could have been Harpielady's sisters on the field. I do like that it's at least a level 5 or higher Harpielady because it's level 8, so you can special summon Harpie Oracle from your hand onto the field for free while she's on the field. And also, I do like that it becomes Harpielady in the field or in the graveyard. That way you can bring it back with Hysteric Party. I do wish that it says this card's name becomes Harpielady and Harpielady Sisters while in the field or graveyard. That would have been fine. That's kind of the little bit the push the deck needs. Even if that was the case, this wouldn't be too great of a card. I also do not like that it just bounces one monster your opponent controls, especially targeting too, because you're thinking of like all the other decks. You have Adamantipator's, you have a Dragite, I believe that's the name of the blue dragon thing, blue rock dragon link thing, and it bounces potentially up to 5 non-targeting, and also has recursion with the other cards. Like this card doesn't have too much recursion with the deck because in the graveyard it's kind of there unless you have Hysteric Party, which you can't even search for in the first place. So anyways, let's get into the replays with this card. With this deck and this card, I did record about 5 replays, and I will be discussing, again, my mindset, my thought process while I'm playing this deck, and also pointing out every single misplay I did because it's been so long since I played this deck, it's very easy to make misplays. Again, heads up, this is not a competitive deck. Let's begin. It's not competitive whatsoever. So let me see. Swap. Alright, let's play. So band's pretty good. I got the Harpie's Featherstorm, Lost Wind, so I already have the Mass Blanket Monster Negation period from anywhere, field, graveyard, deck, wherever, for their turn. And you start with Harpie Channeler Harpies, which is literally the best combo you can get with this deck. So let's go right ahead. So I went second, and it's curious because like if I play Shadal's, I usually would want to go second, but for whatever reason he wants to go first. That was fine. Summon Harpie's Channeler, activate your Channeler's effect to go into Harpie's Pet Dragon. The play I wanted to go for here is to go into Dracosack. Dracosack, make 2 tokens, and then with the 2 tokens, summon Harpie's, what's it called? My bad, guys. The Harpie Conductor off of that. But then, alas, Super Poly, Harpie's Pet Dragon, he had a Wendy, and that is both wind monsters. Fortunately for him. So it summons Wendigo. I'm not too afraid of Wendigo. He sets Beast off of Wendy. And obviously I'm not going to hit into that. I don't want him to get the plus. So I set my Lost Wind. I set my Hysteric Party. I'm pretty good to go. Harpies effect activates during the end phase. I don't know, for whatever reason, Konami decided to have all of these cards activate during the end phase. Even the newer ones like Harpie Oracle still activate during end phase. I just don't get it. Anyways, he flips it up. Attempts to activate the effect. I'm using Harpie's Feather Storm. Because I control a Harpie monster, I can activate the card from my hand. So blanket negate, boom, gone. So he just runs over Channeler. I just let that go through. I let that go through too, just because I didn't want to use Hysteric Party yet. Because maybe during main phase 2 he has something to pop it or something to interrupt it. I don't want to play until I absolutely need to play it. So now I draw, I summon Channeler and use its effect, get Perfumer. Perfumer, search for Alluring Mirror Split. I go into Lightning Chidori. The reason why I'm going to this is because I can't attack into Wendigo. So I just gotta put it somewhere that's not here. I could Castell Chidori. This is a rank 4 toolbox deck, so it's really easy to go into these. And then now I go into Hysteric Party. I do not need Alluring Mirror Split, and I also have Elegant Egotist to extend. And that literally floods the field there. So I go into Scratch Clash, Elegant Egotist, go into Harpielady 1 to get a boost for all of my monsters because they're all wind attribute. I think if I did the math here, I could have gotten game. I'm just trying to replay it back in my head, but for whatever reason, I just didn't think of it at the time. So I go into Abyss Dweller because I know he's playing Shaddolls. So whatever happens next turn, he just can't activate any card effects from the graveyard. So standby phase, I go into Abyss Dweller, activates effect. Summons Mathematician, sends something to the graveyard, it negates. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, number 2. So I'll play against some Dark Lord deck. Again, this deck is not competitive, so I will get stomped by any relevant or even close to meta relevant deck, including Rogue. Just a heads up. If anybody is able to make this deck perform or give like better ideas on what to play, please let me know, because I would love to see like new ideas. So here, it's kind of a mini bind. Like the light kind of helps me because it's a level 4, so I can go into rank 4s off of that. Obviously, the opponent doesn't know I'm playing a rank 4 deck because I haven't played a single card. He has Dark Lord Nasted on the field, and so basically he can target any of his spells and traps in the graveyard and have a quick effect become that card's effect. So here in my mind, I'm like, okay, I just have to get a Harpie on the field, and then afterwards I can activate Storm from my hand, and I'm all set to go. So I summon Perfumer, activate Perfumer's effect. He attempts to use Nastin's effect, pay 1,000 for cost. I use Harpie's Feather Storm to blanket negate all his monsters' effects until the end of the turn. I search for Elegant Egotist. I go off the Scratch Clash. He activates the light and says if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can make all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack for every fairy monster on the field until the end of the turn. But it's negated because I have Harpie's Feather Storm. Big brain, guys. So I special summon Harpie's Oracle because that's free with Scratch Clash. Go into Chidori. I put Nastin on top of the deck because there's no feasible way he can summon that next turn with Chidori. I run over his monster. I run over the other card. So here, for whatever reason, so I played Scratch Clash and I played Elegant Egotist, but for whatever reason it didn't trigger Elegant Egotist's effect. I mean, not Elegant Egotist, Scratch Clash's effect. Because it says when a spell or trap card effect is activated, you can target a monster your opponent controls. You can bounce it to the hand, but it didn't give me that option to activate its effect, so if any of you know why, please let me know. He summons Pleasure, and then I have another Feather Storm. That was just like too... very lucky there. Just letting you know you don't usually start off turns like that. I'm gonna go glim over number 3 real fast. So number 4, we're playing against a Photon deck. And quite frankly, I think the Photon, I believe it's the Orbital one, is way too expensive, one of them. So I can't, so my situation here is I cannot attack into Photon Dragon or, well, period, because he can just banish both the cards. But in my main phase, that's not a threat, so that's just vanilla, basically Blue Eyes with Dragon on the field. Soulflare Dragon on the other hand, discard 1, pretty much discard 2 cards, target a special summon monster your opponent controls, destroy it, or just discard straight up a Galaxy-Eyes Photon Dread. So you can discard 1 or discard both, depending on what he has in his hand. That's fine. I summon Harpielady 1, go into Elegant Egotist. So as you see here, like if you don't have extenders in your hand, you cannot go into anything. So the combo starters are usually any Harpie plus a Elegant Egotist. Harpie's Channeler is a combo starter. Harpie Perfumer is a combo starter. But Channeler requires another Harpie to resolve. Perfumer is a 1-card combo starter into any rank 4 you please. Or any rank 4 you wish. And if you're wondering, I do play Utopia double, or I used to play double, but I just couldn't. I don't know if it's just me, but I drew into double or nothing way too much, and a lot of the situations didn't allow for me to attack for game with Utopia double, so maybe that could be just me. Let me know if that happens to you too. So I summon Scratch Clash, so obviously waits till I summon something that's of a threat, and then he goes Soul Flare and then just destroys it. And that's fine. I have Hysteric Party, which is really good. He goes into Expedition, which special summons his monster back, I believe. Oh, there's no really restriction to that. Besides only being able to activate 1 per turn. So he has 2 level 8, so I'm thinking of all the rank 8s he can make, but he decides to go ballsy. He's gonna go for Jaglubion. If y'all don't know what the Jaglubion combo is, you use Jaglubion to summon number 100, and now number 100 base has 9,000 attacks, so that's a big boy. But I have 2 traps. So he attacks me, obviously I play Hysteric Party, get back 3, and I discard Hysteric Sign in the process, alright? So it kills the Scratch Class, obviously. Hysteric Sign activates in the end phase, netting me 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 Harpie cards from decks in my hand. So I get 1 Harpist, 1 Channeler, and 1 Featherstorm. So 1 Blanket Skill Drain, 1 Channeler, and so basically 1 combo starter, and 1 kind of like to ensure the next turn I have something else, which is Harpies. So here I summon Chandler, get Perfumer, get Elegant Egotist. I go into IP Masquerena, and here's the misplay, okay? So after I went to IP Masquerena, or even before that, I should have activated Elegant Egotist to summon a Harpielady. Doesn't really matter what it would have been. So that way, when Borrowsword attacks, it'll gain, was it 4,500 attack, and then Borrowsword, I would just target my other card, which would be anywhere here, a monster, put it to defense, and I can attack this one for game. I just completely forgot that the Jaglubion cannot be targeted by card effects. So like that just like flew way over my head, so there's that misplay there, alright? Harpist activates, and I didn't even, well, I was just shook from that. So like, honestly that could have cost me the game, to be completely honest, because if he makes another rank 8 and then goes off, but we'll see. So in my previous build I was playing Elegance, but in the new build that I'm playing afterwards, I'm not playing it. So he crashes into Borrowsword, and I think my opponent also forgot that it can't be destroyed by battle. But I believe, oh, never mind. I think this is intentional. It says if a face-up exceed monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you target a face-up exceed monster you control, it gains attack equal to one of those destroyed monsters' original attack. So this guy would become 6,000. And Borrowsword can only activate on my turn, so he wants to get some clean damage in. So he attacks, and I just turn it to defense. Then he goes into a second Soul Flare. So here I'm pretty sure I have it in the bag here. I go into Harpie Conductor to get Cyber Harpielady and attack for game. That's it. So that major misplay there could have cost me the game. I don't know what rank 8s he had in store. So wait, actually, let's take a look. I can't even take a look. Let's go back into real fast to see what he has in store. Okay, let's see what he got. So he's playing 14, so he's missing 1. Union Carrier. So he's playing this card. Huh, so he's not playing so he's playing all the generic 8s. I haven't seen this card before. Anyways, let's go to the next one. Number 3. I think I'm playing against Cubics. So I go into a Dragosack. This is like the ideal like play here. Turn 1, go into Conductor, Alluring Mirror Split, and I also have this in hand. So usually if you have Harpie, any Harpie and that in hand, you're in a good spot. Generally, unless they're playing like Eldritch, then you'd be in a bad spot. But again, not competitive. Gonna play Extravagance, draw 2 cards off of that. Summoning Silver Gadget, I activate Harpie's Featherstorm, just negating his whole play. Activates Dharma. What would he be drawn? I'm not sure. Okay, so all of these cards are all effects that activate. So he's kind of stuck there, because next turn I would have just got 2 more tokens off of Dracosack and I would have kept going off. Like, I could have like even went to like IP Masquerena and then went off into like Avermax, possibly. And the last one not least. So as you notice, like there's a lot of other replays, or maybe like 2 or 3 other duels I had, where I just opened literally all monsters without Channeler and without Perfumer, so it was just brick. Which is also another problem with this deck. Like it needs a way to like recycle stuff from the hand. Like maybe a spell card that does the same thing as what is it? Its current field spell, or even a continuous spell that says that like you can discard Harpie cards from your hand and then draw that many. Even then, this deck wouldn't be way too good. So you're activating Cyberstain. I'm activating Scratch Clash to put it back to the hand. In retrospect, that might have not been a good idea because I noticed, or I thought about it after the fact, and he could have summoned Almirage off of that. But I think afterwards putting it back to the hand is a good idea because he wouldn't be able to go to Almirage, if that makes sense.
What?
Scratch what I just said. Scratch it. Alright, so he summoned Statue of Anguish Pattern, right? This is, I believe, this is like one of the new trap cards. Basically, if he activates another trap card on resolution while he has a face-up trap effect monster, then he can destroy a card on the field. Target 1 card on the field destroyed. So obviously I don't want that to happen, so I'm using, when he activates Tiki Curse, I'm chaining Scratch Clash to it to attempt to bounce this card back to his hand. But this happens. Impermanence. So Tiki Curse resolves successfully. On resolution, Anguish Pattern destroys Scratch Clash. This is all during my standby phase. So I'm an idiot here. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of this. It's early in the morning. Hysteric Sign. Activating the same column as Infinite Impermanence. Like don't pull like a, don't do this at a YCS. Okay, activate the same column as Infinite Impermanence, so it negates it. So the idea here is I was gonna use Hysteric Sign and go into Elegant Egotist to go into Tornado Dragon to attempt to destroy both of these. That would have been the easy out. But then I realized he had Imperial Order anyways, so even if I activated it in the correct column, he would have Imperial Ordered it, which is completely fine. So I crash, but he would have activated it a turn earlier if I didn't spaghetti there. See, he went to Almirage, exactly. As predicted. So now I activate Stein, and now he activates Impermanence. So his duel could have been much quicker. So I summon this, he goes in Anguish, and then pops a card. So here he's on the clock here, right? Because every passing turn he loses 700 life points. He goes in IP here. Okay, let's take a look at what he has left, because he played Extravagance. Oh wow, that sucks. All he has is Axis Code Talker. I'm like, why is this guy not unicorning or phoenixing me? And then that makes a lot of sense. Because he played Extrav. So you can only go into Axis Code Talker. So I just set 2. Man, if he had Nightmare Phoenix here, he would have killed me. And I would have been so upset. So Hysteric Party, I have 5 in the grave, so I'm in a really good spot. I chain these 2. Both of these go off. So in hindsight, in retrospect, I should have kept Elegant Egotist in hand. It's like a minor misplay, but it could have cost me. I should have kept Elegant Egotist in hand and Harpie Spec Dragon in hand. Off of Hysteric Party, I should have discarded Elegant Egotist, so at the end phase, Harpie Oracle can resolve successfully and get me and fish me back the Elegant Egotist. So that way I'll still have Harpie Spec Dragon in hand just in case I need to discard it off of Channeler, which I literally just drew. So he imperms the Scratch Clash and I just chained the Scratch Clash. And then he chains IP Masquerena going into Axis Code Talker, which does get big. I'll give him that, but I play Heartland Draco and it attacks directly. GG. So basically, pretty much only won that because he activated Cyberstain and he paid 5,000 life points for literally nothing, and that cost him the game. And then Imperial Order just basically slow burned him to death. Anyways, that is it for the video. Please let me know if you enjoyed this sort of content and a little bit of my thought process. Again, if this video hits the like quota, I will post the deck list. This won't be a physical deck list because I don't have all the cards, especially Scratch Clash has not come out here in the States, but any suggestions to improve the deck, please let me know. I would like to see this deck possibly try to poke the meta, like try to break Adamantipator board or break Eldritch boards consistently. But there's only so much you can do with, like, let's say like Even Leads and Lightning Storms. Like, you can't draw them all the time. You can't always draw into Harpie's Featherstorm. And the sad part is, like, Harpie's Featherstorm needs a face-up Harpie monster to resolve. So even if your opponent goes first, there's no way I can prevent them from making a board unless, let's say, like, I main Nibiru. And the deck's already bricky enough that it's really hard to even main possibly Nibiru against decks that don't even have combos. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, or dislike, that's fine. I'm AkemiTCG. I will see you guys next time. Stay beautiful. Peace.
The world ends now.